Here we have a 2012 Buick Lacrosse. This one comes in the Premium II trim level in the beautiful white diamond tricoat. And then we have cashmere perforated leather interior. And the powertrain consists of a 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, made into a 6-speed automatic transmission. And I'll leave power outputs in the description below. But coming around to the front end here, we do have halogen headlamps along with halogen fog lights. And this is a over 10-year-old car, just a little bit of fading on the headlights though. Something you should be able to get out. And just a few rock chips on the front, but this paint has held up immaculately as I've been looking at the vehicle. But coming around to the wheels here, I love these chrome-cladded 18-inch wheels. Still look fantastic. And we have passive keyless entry on the front two doors. And then to the door panel here, pick a side you can adjust for your power mirrors, and then you can cut them off there. And then you have one-touch automatic up and down front windows, and then your back are going to be express down. And then you have a rear window lock and child lock, which is electronic here. Fantastic to have. And a little space here in the door panel, and then you have this pocket here. Headlamp controls are here. You can turn the auto there, you can turn them off there. That's how you control the autos. And then corners, headlights, and then fog lights there. And then you have your gauge cluster brightness you can toggle up and down there. Tilt and telescope your steering wheel by pulling that. Storage pocket here, and then that's for the hood. We're gonna take a look at that later. Memory seat functions to set that. Just hit memory and then quickly hit the position you want to adjust it for, so first or second. And then there you have the controls for your power driver seat, and you also get 4-way power lumbar with this driver seat. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3", longer legs in my driving position. But before we check out the rear space, let's take a look at this window sticker. And a huge shout out to Ford Lincoln of Franklin for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below to it, as well as their entire inventory in the description below. But let's go ahead and check out this rear legroom. And before I even get in here, it's just a super luxurious vehicle. So decent space in here. The seat is a bit far back, but they're also very, very wide if you take a look there. But I do like that we have seat back pockets behind on both sides. And then we do have a stow 12 volt there if you want to use that. Rear AC vents are here, which is nice. And then middle seat, pull that down, cup holders are here. And then grab handle here. We could probably put 2 small hangers on that hook there. But I love the wood grain throughout, and I'll show you where that is in the front after a while. But coming around the back end here, just a few nicks on the rear bumper where they backed into a few things. But we do have our rear parking sensors here, as you can see. And then we're gonna go ahead and pop the trunk, pull up here. And then plenty of cargo space back in here. And we also have a cargo net as well, which is nice. And underneath all this, you lift this up here. Here's your spare tire with a jack if you ever need it. But again, a nice looking back end. Coming around to the right here, fuel cap is here, and this is flex fuel. So we can put E85 in there or gas. But coming around here, if you ever need more space, pull up here. This will fold down, flat on either side. You can run longer objects through to the front. And then it's pretty easy to just pop it back into place. The seatbelt just got caught. So just snap it back there, and then your anchors are way back in there. Coming around to this front passenger seat, we have power there as well. So a power seat bottom and seat back. And then we have our glove compartment here. Pretty good size, and the owner's manuals are still in that bag for this one. But love how that goes across there. But now we're just gonna go ahead and take a look under the hood. And there's that naturally aspirated V6. But I love the accents on the hood as well. Really nice look here. But now let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So we have a leather wrap steering wheel with wood grain on top here. Love the wood grain again. Feels super nice and looks fantastic. Now over here to the radio, nothing special going on here, except there's a lot that you can do. So we don't have a touchscreen or anything. It was 2012, so that was before it was pretty much mandated for the most part. But we have volume controls here. Then we can mute there. And then when you're in the actual radio, what's awesome is you can toggle your different favorite presets. You can set up to 6 preset pages. So depending on what page you're in, you can hit that, 3, 4, and then you'll go to whichever preset is set up for that page. Then you can hit the info here in certain stations and it'll show you what's playing. So super cool. And then you can change your bands and all of that here. So AM, FM, XM, and then you have a CD player as well as an aux input you can toggle here. And you can configure your entire system, whether it's the radio, the clock, the vehicle settings, all of that within that screen. So even though it doesn't look like a lot can be here, there are so many different ways that you can configure the vehicle. And then hit tone, adjust the treble, bass, all that. Love having the back button here, so if you get lost, you can just hit that and get back to familiar territory. And you can toggle through things there. 3-stage heated cooled front seats, which is fantastic for the driver, front passenger. And then down here, you even have a heated steering wheel toggle, so awesome. AC control, you can control where the vents are blowing here for the AC. And then you can set your vents to close automatically or just set them yourself. And then you can adjust the temperature and your auto mode here. And then to turn that auto mode off, you just adjust the fan speed here. There are a lot of buttons here. And then ejects here, and then the clock, pretty easy to go set the time with that small button. So lock and unlock here. You can toggle the whole AC system off here. Hazards. And then pretty interesting, you have a rear sunshade. So it's nice to have. And then parking sensors, traction control, electronic parking brakes. You just pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. And then for the shifter, pull the lever here, reverse, neutral, drive. Then you come over here, manually shift. And then storage in here, 2 cup holders, stow that away. And then we have a 12 volt and a USB-A along with an aux input there. And then we have a universal garage door transmitter there, OnStar, dome lights are here, and you can set those either be on, set off, or to the door. And then to the left stalk, blinkers are here, high beams. And I like that you can toggle them on and off by hitting that instead of having to just flash them. And then you can use all of this here for your gauge cluster. So you use this to scroll through each sub menu, and then you can go through each large menu by hitting the menu button. So you have vehicle information and then trip fuel information. And within each of those, you can scroll through and then set and clear if it's applicable. And then right side stalk, 1 time, intermittent. We can adjust the intermittent here. And then 1, 2, and those are for your windshield wipers. And then pull up here for front wiper fluid. Cruise controls, turn it on there, set, cancel, turn it off. And then you have your Bluetooth controls, voice recognition, and you can go through your sources by clicking this, and then you can go through your track list or radio station presets by toggling there, and then you can do your volume there. And then push button start is there. And finally, we have our key fob with remote start. But next time we go ahead and take this 2012 Buick Lacrosse out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the test drive for this 12 Lacrosse, very comfortable ride as I was getting to my starting point. Just drives very impressively. Now I feel like I'm getting just a little bit of a whine from somewhere in the car with it being 11 years old, but it could be the AC. so it might be that. But the car itself, the powertrain, is pretty quiet, and the sound acoustics in here are fantastic. I'm only going about 35 miles per hour, but still, with it being as windy as it is outside, I'm very impressed that I can't hear outside. I can just barely hear the tires rolling across the road. Now, even for a 2012 car, you get so many features, from the heated and cooled seats to the heated steering wheel, which I didn't even know they had that in 2012. But the sound system is great, and this isn't even the upgraded. I think it was either Bose or Harman Kardon at that time. The system still sounds good. You have dual zone automatic climate controls, and even though there wasn't a big screen here, everything you needed you could pull up right there. And then having this digital middle part of the gauge cluster is really nice. You can see the tire pressure's up now. It was just, even like I said, in 2012, had so many features. But all in all, other than the weird sound I'm getting from the car, something might have been worn down, or it might be something in the wheel well, I don't know, but just super luxurious, and it's not affecting how the car drives at all, which it's doing fantastic. It's just kind of a weird sound there I'm not used to, because I've driven a few of these long time ago though. But I'm glad to see that this one is still held up for the most part. Now, in terms of the comfort that you get, the seats are pretty plush. I'm actually surprised that it was able to be this plush and you still have a perforated leather, because I'm used to those being so much more stiff, but this entire seat is pretty soft. And then having the 4-way power lumbar support along with the adjustability that you get with this power seat, pretty nice. Now, these were available with a sunroof, but I really like the Premium II without the roof because it keeps it from getting really hot in here. Even though you have that sunshade, even if you forget that the roof is there, a lot of the times it gets super hot because you have all of that light seeping through from the top. But here, and I think these windows have been tinted just a little bit, it feels fantastic in here. I'm not having to have the heat, or the air, excuse me, all the way up to stay comfortable. And I feel like that sound I was hearing before is not as intrusive now as I've got the car running. So that's good. It's been sitting for a minute, I think, so. But I mean, the ride is still super smooth. Now we're gonna get on the interstate here, and I'm gonna put my foot down just to see how well it accelerates. And here we go. So a pretty impressive acceleration curve. As I get higher up in the RPMs, it really felt powerful. But this is pretty much the same engine for the most part, the 3.6 liter V6 that they put in the V6 Camaro, so feels around that fast at least. And the passing power, with that being said, is pretty nice. But if you want a super luxurious car, I mean, after 10 years, it's still pretty good shape. Still rides just as smoothly, still drives good. Definitely take a look at this 2012 Buick Lacrosse. And again, I'll leave a link below in the description for the vehicle. If you're interested in purchasing, you can kind of see what they're going for now. But again, it's pretty nice, checks all the boxes in terms of luxury for 2012. I would say upper to mid-range luxury. It's definitely not going to be an S-Class, but let's just say it's the middle class S-Class. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2012 Buick Lacrosse Premium II.